I started as the director here right at the beginning of 2024, and I was on the board actually for about 6 months before that. Our first speaker tonight was the first person to say to me, "Hey, buddy, we think you might be the right person for the job." He means a lot to me, and he's meant a lot to the cafe for many years. Please join me in welcoming President of the Board, Chandler.
Thank you, Kyle, for those kind words. I feel the same way about you and a lot of our people that are involved with the cafe. I'm Chandler Williamson. I'm president of the board of the Recovery Café. And thank you. It's great to see everyone, and we're so glad you're here. My wife, Daphne, who's here tonight, hi, hon. She said, "You're going to keep this short, right?" I'm going to try. But a lot of people I want to recognize. First, we want to thank the Recovery Cafe staff who put a lot of hard work into putting on this event and making this come to reality, and for all their passion and dedication around the year, during the year. These guys are amazing. Would all the staff members please stand up? We also have a lot of volunteers, people who come and cook or just lead classes at the cafe. So if you're interested, we have a volunteer coordinator. Would all the volunteers please stand up if we got any volunteers in the room today? Thank you all. And I do want to thank my fellow board members who I'm also really impressed the work that these guys put in together. Kind of looking, I'm going to talk more about it, but what's going on, what can we do better, what's the future like for the cafe, and I want to thank Wendy Grove, our founder, and Ashley Bolden, who is the VP, and Ashley's been invaluable support to me, and she's always pushing us all to be better, and I appreciate that, Ashley. With the board members, and we have a bunch of I'm really pleased to announce we have a bunch of new advisory board members. With the board members and prior board members and advisory board members, all please stand up. Great. So, we couldn't do that without our donors. So we really want to thank you guys. That includes individual businesses like Coastal and longtime, business partners, government organizations. The cafe really benefits from a lot of government funding. We're trying to kind of balance that out, but for the government organizations that support us. Also, we have a number of elected officials and representatives here tonight, and I want to thank you guys, especially Cassie and others who are here tonight, who have supported us for a long time, really since the beginning. And we are very grateful, and it's your generosity that has allowed the cafe to grow and flourish. And I do want to thank our members, some who may be here tonight and who are not, but they inspire us, and for them, this is our mission. So we're really, thankful for our members. In September, this past September, I celebrated 25 years of sobriety. And I think there's probably a number of people in the room who have shared this journey. Today is always the day that matters most, living the present and what we do with today to ensure our recovery, my recovery. And giving back is one way, if not the best way, in my experience. This is a quote from Seth Schwartz, who's a PhD in psychology. Today is the most important day of your life. The importance of today may involve something you do for someone else. Even bad days should be lived to their fullest. You can set up tomorrow based on what you do today. The most memorable events of our lives are set up by things that happened on other days we cannot remember. When I was new in recovery, there wasn't a recovery cafe, but it would have been a wonderful resource to me and would have been an integral part of my recovery. So I've seen the difference that it makes in lives, the Recovery Cafe. I think you're going to see that tonight in some of the speakers and the presentations. And I think it's made a big difference in our community, and that's why I'm incredibly grateful, fortunate to have been involved for 7 years now in the cafe. First as an advisory board member, and then as a regular board member. So we'll try to keep this brief, but last year I think we're always kind of looking inward, and last year the board, also with the staff, we did some really in-depth soul-searching work on our 3-year plan. And so what I'm talking about is like the vision for the cafe. The vision, this is our stated vision, that everyone in Snohomish County who is seeking recovery would have a space where they'd be empowered to pursue health and wellness, to live a self-directed life, and strive to reach their full potential. So to me, that the part of that everyone in Snohomish County who's seeking recovery would have a space where they'd be empowered to pursue their health and wellness. So that's what the cafe is today. And so for me as a board member, what I really am focused on is that ensuring that the cafe remains for future generations, that it's in our community, helping people in the community. And to that end, I think we had 3 strategic initiatives, and I think they all kind of support that. And one is to increase and diversify our funding stream. I mentioned that we're largely government funded, to get a sustainable financial position that's cash positive each year and allows us to build reserves. I think we've talked for a long time about there being another cafe that Everett could support another cafe, but that all depends on, obviously us having the financial wherewithal to do something like that. Very important, complete the leadership team. That's the other strategic initiative. Kyle mentioned the staff has been pretty static, and they've done an amazing job with the staff that we have, but we have a few positions we'd like to add, like a development director and a few other positions. A lot of our staff they work there because they love it and because of the passion, but we'd like to offer, one of our initiatives is to offer competitive wages and benefits and compensate the staff at a level that allows us to attract and retain them. It's really hard in this environment. If they want to do this, a lot of times it means living at or below a living wage. And fully staff the cafe at a level that supports our core mission and strategic goals. So we'd like to add, you're going to hear more about the recovery coaching. We'd like to add more recovery coaching, and that's part of our plan. And then that was the third strategic initiative, was to continue to develop our recovery coaching and peer support programs. And that's really what makes a difference for the members, and are run by the staff, run by staff members or members of the cafe that oftentimes become staff. Ashley coined the term transitional employment, and that's what we've really identified as a big part of our program. We serve the members, but a lot of time the members have an opportunity to become a staff person, maybe even move into a leadership position within the within the staff. And that's part of, we're seeing that as a very important part of the journey of what we can provide for the members. So that's a little bit about where we're going, where we're headed. And it's going to take all of us to overcome this. You're part of the journey tonight. Please help us continue our mission and realize the vision for our members. And thank you again for coming, for your support, and most importantly, to our members. You guys supporting our members. Thank you.
Okay, I have two things for you. One, Ashley Bolden did create a really cool term, but I have to correct Chandler. It is transformational employment. Transitional's cool too. Chandler's very, very important to me. I'm going to tell you a quick story. I was on the board before this, as I mentioned, and Chandler had to call me one night right before a board meeting, and he had to tell me what we thought was an elephant in the room, apparently, that, hey, the whole board is about to ask you if you want to take this executive director position. And he had to listen to my answer that I was not ready to give. And the way that he walked me through that conversation, I will never take for granted. Because I am so grateful to be able to be here now, and you're a big part of that. So thank you very much.